All right, we are back with Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Episode 4, Roaring to Go. This is Chazz versus Jaden. Let's get into it.
I know it's been a long journey, fighting off MiG intruders, taking on attack subs. It seems the whole world has tried to infiltrate our defenses.
Damn, can we see that episode?
It's about to all pay off.
It's about to all pay off. Do they just love children's adulation so much that it in itself is enough of an award?
Please help me ace my exams today, or I'll be stuck wearing this red blazer forever.
Does it make sense to pray to a Slifer to join Ra? Does that really seem like something Slifer would fulfill?
I want to be in Raw Yellow. Please give me a sign that you'll help.
Why does Syrus have to suck at everything? Why can't Jaden be good at dueling and terrible at exams, and Syrus is like really smart, so he's really good at exams, but he's got performance anxiety, so he sucks at live duels? Syrus is just shit at everything. We've got him praying to Slifer before even attempting to study.
Jaden, wake up! If you miss these tests, you'll never advance to the next dorm.
I know we're barely into the 4th episode, but it's hilarious they try and keep us engaged with these pretend stakes that Jaden will get expelled if he doesn't blah blah blah.
The field test is where they pit class members against each other in a duel. So if we let the competition sleep in, then we make out.
Is Chumley actually interested in advancing grade levels? I thought it was pretty clear from his character introduction that he's just a jaded loser student. This is the first I'm hearing that he has any desire to make any impression at the school. If anything, he should want to get paired up with Jaden, because Jaden's the least embarrassing person to lose too.
And I don't want to duel the guy who beat Dr. Crowler.
I can't remember if I already asked, but what's the point of these characters? I love shows where the side characters are just as interesting as the lead, and in many cases more so. Besides Jaden and later the Chazz, is there a single character that anyone actually likes? Like, this is a real question. Besides Jaden, the Chazz, or Zane, name one other Season 1 character that you actually like. And yes, I can hear some of you guys saying Crowler. Yeah, I like him too, but that's more for the stuff that he does later in the show. Like Season 1, he's shit. Let's look at this in contrast to Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1. I actually like Yugi, Yami, Joey, Tristan, Yami Bakura, Bandit Keith, Kaiba, Pegasus. Lots of interesting characters with varying levels of personality and usefulness. Season 1 GX characters just don't hit the same. I think we all stick around more for the monsters than we do for the characters.
Boy, that Chumley sure can cook. A 5-course breakfast.
So what was Chumley's little side plot exactly? Keep Jaden away from the exam so he has a better chance of passing? And his plan was to distract him with a 5-course breakfast? Chumley, it sounds like you plagued yourself, bro. I don't see you out here jogging beside Jaden. Are you still back in the dorm washing the dishes? Why would your plan to distract Jaden also include a way for you to be distracted? Could we have just made the little subplot here that Jaden sleeps in? Is there a reason this lone woman is pushing this van all by herself? We later learn that she owns the card shack at DA. It's hard to imagine that she'd be pushing anything uphill by herself. Why not leave the car and walk? Go back for it later. Or radio for someone to come help you.
Oh, thank you. You must be from the auto club.
You must be from the auto club. Are there small businesses operating on the island? Also, are you not familiar with the school? He's wearing a very recognizable school uniform.
Which counters?
I didn't know this was an oral exam, Syrus.
Yo, don't open the episode dressing about how important this test is just to have Jaden walk in and openly talk out loud in the middle of it. You just erased all the tension and prestige you built up for this test. Anyone remember the tuning exams? Like the first part, the written exams? I was so fucking stressed watching that. I remember I didn't even get to finish it, like the episode. And the next day on the bus, I was asking everyone what happened. Like if Team 7 passed. I'm not saying we need all that, only 4 episodes in, but there are ways to give weight to your written exams. This show just fake builds the pressure, making us think there's consequences, then dumps all over it with moments like this.
If only he applied himself, he could be a great duelist.
He is a great duelist. If he applied himself, then maybe he'd be a better student.
I hope you know what you're doing, Jaden.
Haha, anime protagonist is hilariously doing the opposite of cautious warning, but we all know everything's gonna turn out cliche. But does this work for Syrus? What does he have going for him again? Oh, that's right, nothing.
You may be able to dream your way through the written exam, Jaden.
He may be able to dream his way through the written exams. Why? If you're hell-bent on expelling him, why can't it just be for that? Why does all this pass-failing come down to field tests? I get that field tests are more accurate to the real world, but then why even have the written test?
All right, class. The written exam is now over, so please walk, do not run.
Okay, wait a second. The armed forces just stopped and dropped off a single man, maybe 3 miles away from the actual destination. What the actual is happening? Was this not a high priority mission? Why can't he be dropped right off at the gate? Or if you do need to drop him off back here, why can't a small group of armed men safely escort him to the building? Also, if evil forces around the world know about this handoff, which y'all implied in the opening scene, aren't you guys putting the students at risk by bringing these cards here? Like, this is like giving someone a Dragon Ball in Dragon Ball. Anyone holding one of these is a prime target for evil forces.
The new rare cards arrived today.
So why aren't you getting some?
Please, one errant card and my deck's delicate balance would be completely thrown off.
Okay, Bastion, I get it, but rare cards can be used as bargaining chips to get other cards. Also, you have like 100 decks. If I knew about new rare cards, I'd grab some of them to make my 101st deck based around those cards. Basically what I'm saying is that new cards are too valuable in this universe for you to just ignore it altogether. Okay, so I guess the military is back? So what was with that dude they dropped off?
Oh, children looking for these?
This is so hilariously over the top.
Come and get it.
Hey, where'd they all go?
You know the rules. First come, first served.
What in the rule is that? It should be 1 pack per customer. How in the ever-loving is this fair or even makes sense? This whole episode is just build-ups and dumps. First, we're supposed to care about the written exam. Then guess what? It means nothing. Now we're supposed to be excited about this new batch of rare cards, and guess what? They're gone. Why have this whole build-up just so Crowler can swoop in and take them all, no questions asked?
They couldn't have run out of cards already!
Actually, yeah, they can, because they're virtually free and there is no limit on quantity.
I'm done for. I slept through my written test. Now I'm gonna flunk my duel test because I can't upgrade my deck.
Nope, it's literally not possible for us to give 1 ounce of care to the worries of Syrus Truesdale. Bro, you've done nothing to deserve a win besides wanting it. You have put in 0 effort. You don't even know what a field spell is. You should just go ahead, hop the counter, put on the apron that the lady is wearing, and start your first shift of many as a checkout person at a card shop. You have no business dueling. And honestly, you probably couldn't even do that. You'd be showing up to the card shop late, messing up inventory. Bro, you're just a disaster all around. Quit.
I may flunk now and then, but I never fail.
Is there a difference?
Hey, you work here too?
Oh no, I don't work here. I own here.
You do? I'd be a lot more impressed if you throw some of your power around. Like enlist some of your hired muscle to help you lug around broken down cars. What's the point of being this supposedly important figure if you're just gonna do your own grunt work? You think Kaiba's out there pushing his own Blue Eyes jet whenever it breaks down? No.
I have something for you.
We later see what she's got for him as transcendent wings, and it's a good thing that Yugi gave Jaden that card at the open of the show, otherwise this would be hilariously useless.
Then this guy shows up and takes all the new cards. You know what's sorry? You guys, that's what.
Bro, what? I thought you didn't care. You were sure acting nonchalant when they were telling you about the rare cards earlier.
I mean, everyone.
So we couldn't get you any, Chazz. Sorry.
What in the are the point of these characters? I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Why are you even going to this school? Do you have any aspirations for yourself? You're apologizing because you couldn't get the Chazz new cards? What about yourselves? The Chazz is supposedly the most capable duelist here. If he's really as good as he says he is, he shouldn't need the help. Right, Chazz?
Who's there? Someone who suspects you despise Jaden as much as I do.
A, why does he suspect that? And B, how could the Chazz hate Jaden as much as Crowler? Jaden embarrassed Crowler in front of the whole school. Meanwhile, the Chazz is only minorly annoyed by him at this point.
Cards? What cards? Oh, do you mean these cards?
Yeah, it was cool when Kaiba had the briefcase of the rare cards, and it's cool that Ash Ketchum wears his badges on the inside of his jacket, but the combination of these two things is just stupid.
These cards?
When did you have time to do this? Also, we got Ancient Gear Golem here. Are you really so desperate to beat Jaden that you're willing to share your secret weapon?
These cards?
This is quite possibly the worst Frankenstein deck I have ever seen. There is no synergy here. I'd rather duel with an 80-card, partially sleeved Playground deck from 2003. Besides Hammershot and the 2 copies of Draining Shield, is there a single card here that can be run as a staple? I think the Chazz would be better off running his own deck. I mean, we got Ojama King, Hero Returns, fucking Transcendent Wings. Like, this is a straight-up mess. You know how the opening of the episode, the armed forces were talking over the radio about how their mission was almost compromised several times during the delivery of these cards? Well, maybe if you all were a little more transparent with your cargo, then they probably would have left you alone. Nothing here is even worth a damn.
Prowler, you know, you looked better all covered up. Yes, well.
Okay, so the Chazz just casually dissed Crowler, and Crowler gave virtually no reaction besides a minor pause in his train of thought. Isn't the whole reason Crowler is hell-bent on expelling Jaden was because he embarrassed him? I get that it was more of a public humiliation, but how is this not just as bad? If your ego is as fragile as Crowler's, then this should put the Chazz on Crowler's hit list. At this point, Crowler should either grow thicker skin, especially if he's teaching primarily high school boys, or change professions.
I have a plan that will make us all look better.
Does the Chazz need to look better? He's mostly considered to be the best student at this school, besides Zane.
I want you to be his opponent for his field test and to use these rare cards to beat him.
That's a terrible plan. How does a blue beating a red make anyone look good? Especially if that blue is using a souped up deck. This is like if a Teledad deck was going up against a Lajin beatdown deck. How does winning make you look good or Jaden look bad? Also, as I've said like 8 times, the Chazz is mostly considered to be the best student at this school. Why does he need the extra validation?
They won't let me be his test opponent.
They? I am they. I'll make it happen.
Bro, as I've already said, I feel like I'm repeating myself too much in this episode. If you are they, then f***ing expel him for anything. Like sleeping through his exam. And don't tell me that's unrealistic, because it's not. If I were to sleep in the middle of any of my classes, I would have gotten kicked out of the class. And if that class happened to be a graduation requirement, then I'd have been f***ed. And DA is supposed to be the most prestigious school there is. So just fucking expel him or drop it.
And you just make sure that you use all of these rare cards to put Jaden in his place in front of the entire academy.
So why does the Chazz agree to this? He was saying earlier he didn't need any extra rare cards in his deck. And in a later episode, he's going to say the same thing to his brothers. The Chazz already thinks he's superior to Jaden. Like in that duel they had 2 episodes ago, he thought he was about to win. He's like, I've seen what I needed to see. So like none of this makes sense. It should have been a random student, like a random no-name obelisk or like one of the exam proctors.
Congratulations! You'll be dueling one of the top-ranked students in the school.
Anyone else like me and think that we're getting a Jaden v Chazz too close to the first time they dueled? Like they literally just dueled 2 episodes ago and it ended in a no contest. Why do we have a rematch? I kind of liked how we left the last one off.
I certainly hope that you were able to snag a lot of today's rare cards so that your deck is up to snuff.
You basically just gave the reasoning why a school like this would never exist. You're essentially stating that having the rarest, most powerful cards makes the deck, rather than strategy and skill. In fact, in a test like this, they should be provided decks rather than using their own. Anyone remember that Pokemon test episode in season 1? In that episode, they have to battle, but to battle, they have to use Pokemon that were provided to them. I know the writers were tasked with selling cards, so like Jaden could still have his deck, but during these exams, they really should not be using their own decks. They should be using like a test deck.
This is clearly a trap. Only a cavalier fool would agree to it.
Does Jaden have a choice? I know we're pretending like he does, but didn't Crowler just say in the previous scene that he's the one making this decision?
They? I am they. I'll make it happen.
This isn't like the UFC where you're selected an opponent and you can choose whether or not to accept. This is school and he's assigned an opponent.
Let's finish what we started at Obelisk Arena. In front of the whole school, too, where everyone can watch.
Yeah, watch you get slammed by me.
And the Chazz slamming Jaden would retroactively give Crowler back his street cred?
No excuses this time, Chazz.
Bring it, Slifer Slacker.
Oh, it is brought.
They need a shit-talking class. And it'd be funny if like Kaiba was the instructor and he like remoted in and just played all of his highlights of all the shit-talking he did to Yugi and Joey through the years.
Elemental Hero Clayman!
Did I miss something about Clayman? This seems like a very strong reaction.
Not after he sees what I got for him.
So we got Clayman on the field, but anything else? Why did we choose to animate the frame this way? Why not just lose the other duelists and make Jaden and the Chazz center stage?
Fresh off the presses, meet Magical Mallet. All the cards in my hand that I don't want, I put back in my deck. Then I shuffle and redraw.
A rare card on the first draw?
And a very dangerous one at that.
Why are we so impressed with Magical Mallet? This is such a shit card. By playing it, you're basically saying your deck is wildly inconsistent.
I got to reshuffle Magical Mallet too. So if I draw it again, which I just did, I can play it again and again.
Yeah, no, that's not really impressive or intimidating. Come talk to me when you can pick up any 5 cards from your deck and hold the winning hand.
My goodness! Perhaps Jaden can't play with the big boys after all.
Bro, are you a professor or not, homie? I've seen duels turn around with 100 life points left. It's not over until it's over. And the Chazz quite literally has 1 card on the field and popped exactly one of Jaden's monsters. Let's maybe hit the brakes a bit on the celebrations.
Not much else he can do with all the new rares Chazz seems to have.
Okay, so we saw Magical Mallet. What else are we considering a rare? V? W? Frontline base? What rares? Also, the Chazz is the richest kid in the school, and you've maybe seen him duel once. I feel like it's very much possible for him to have owned these cards.
This is a complete mismatch.
Yo, can we just fucking chill? The Chazz opened the duel by twice dumping his entire hand back into his deck, and then summoned a Union monster with 2,000 attack and hit Jaden for 1,200 life points. I feel like everyone is way overreacting. Y'all remember Crowler, right? He had a much more impressive opening hand. He popped Jaden's field with Heavy Storm, took a card away with Confiscation, summoned Ancient Gear Golem. What the Chazz just pulled off is literally peanuts in comparison.
How can Jaden fight back if he doesn't know what he's fighting?
What does that even mean? This ain't Yugi fighting the darkness or Yugi fighting the ocean. Jaden knows exactly what he's fighting. He's fighting a machine-type monster with 2,000 attack that can change battle position of opponent's monster by discarding a card. This ain't an Egyptian god card with ancient text. This is just like a run-of-the-mill card.
And I choose...
It's him!
He has it.
Yo, we don't gotta be freaking out that much. He hasn't revealed the big one yet. He's just about to play XYZ, and we know that's not a new card. Kaiba was rocking that back in Season 2.
The ultimate V to Z Dragon Catapult Cannon!
This is one of my favorite cards as a kid, and it's 100% because of this episode.
The far right. Sweet.
Wait, the Chazz is right or Jaden's right? Cause that's Jaden's left.
Maybe you can put them to some good use when you're not fixing old cars, that is.
Haha, but was he fixing your car or just pushing it?
I summon Winged Karibo in defense mode!
Nope.
Lucky punk. Lucky? Huh? Nah, I just happen to have a soft spot for old ladies.
Nah, it was luck. In 3 turns, you drew both Wing Karibo and Transcendent Wings.
With 1,000 life points apiece, all I need is the right monster, and you'll be finished.
So can the Chazz not put a monster in defense mode? All he's done this turn is draw and attack. He didn't summon anything. Does he not have a monster in his hand? Can he not use Magical Mallet again and trying to get a monster?
Impossible! Not with all the rare cards I gave Chazz.
What exactly are you talking about, Crowler?
Nothing. I have to go grade some tests.
I love that the Chancellor just laughs this off.
That's game.
I'm confused as to why they decided to have Jaden and the Chazz duel again so close together, after the first one ended in a no contest. I kinda wish that in the second episode, whenever they dueled the first time, after Jaden told Alexis how he would have won the match if it had continued, I wish we cut to the Chazz and his 2 cronies and they say something like, "Wow, Chazz, that kid's pretty good." And the Chazz could have hit him back with, "Yeah, but not good enough. I was ready to hit him with this." And then some bullshit that would have resulted in a win for him. So then we, the audience, are left wondering which one of them was actually better.
Jaden, not only did you hold your own, but you won. It is with great pride that I grant you promotion to Raw Yellow.
Damn, is the Chancellor doing all the evaluating over the loudspeaker, or just to the main characters?
You're the best!
So how did Syrus' match go? I guess he won? So all that bullshit at the opening with him stressing and praying to a Yu-Gi-Oh card, that was just pointless? Okay, I did not add this stock confetti. This is actually in the episode. I have literally never noticed this before.
How's this? Roommate wanted. No one named Chazz.
Roommate wanted? Weren't we introduced to your character by you complaining that you even had roommates? Now you're putting up a wanted sign?
Si, you should do something constructive, like make me a grilled cheese.
Yo, Chumley, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about, bro. Stop with the grilled cheese. Who wrote these lines? Like, was there a game? Like, was there a game? Like, were there 2 dudes in a writer's room that had like a bet? Like, for every grilled cheese line that got approved, one of them had to make the other one a grilled cheese? Like, I'd like to know the history and the obsession with the grilled cheese. I know this was not a legitimate line. Like, it had to be a prank, and somehow it slid through the cracks and made it to the final edit. Next Comic-Con that's got the GX writers, please, somebody at me. I'm going. I gotta ask about the grilled cheese.
I just thought he'd say goodbye to us.
What evidence does Syrus have that Jaden didn't or wouldn't say goodbye? Are his clothes and everything that he owns not still in the dorm?
But without you, Syrus, it's just not my home.
Bro, stop. What about Syrus do you actually like? And be honest.
No, I'm never letting go of you. Please.
Hey man, this is supposedly what you wanted. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, the whole deal. I appreciate you guys already doing that. And yeah, we'll see you next time with the creator versus the champion. So Kaiba versus Pegasus, that's up next. Let's get it.